Hey, Facebook family and friends, and happy Resurrection Day. Listen, there is a word for somebody, and I want to encourage somebody on today. I want to let you know that improving our faith or your faith and belief in God, as well as establishing, sustaining faith and belief in Him. If you go to the book of John, chapter 20, verses 25 through 29, you will see the very thing what I'm talking about on today. We all have heard of other people's life-changing events that have now been identified as a miracle from God. But somewhere between the happening of their healing to the telling of their testimony had become very difficult for somebody to believe. It may have been a time when you were trying to make sense out of something that appeared to be impossible to you. But the Bible tells us that with God, all things are possible. In other words, when God healed people with chronic illness such as cancer, diabetes, heart failures, or any long-term illness, it becomes hard to believe unless you were given the opportunity to witness that miracle. Which takes me to the text, John chapter 20, verses 25 through 29. At the point of this text, y'all, Jesus had been beaten, buried, and now he has rose again. And it was the evening on the first day of the week. All the disciples were together at this time, and Jesus had appeared to them. He showed them his hand and his side, and they was overjoyed when they saw Jesus. Now they had witnessed the holes where the nails were, and they had saw where Jesus was pierced in his side. But Thomas wasn't there to witness any of this. So Thomas tell us, y'all, he in the scripture tell us that Thomas said, now unless I see the nails marks and his hand and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. And Thomas has now become, y'all, doubting Thomas. But if we can be real honest, we have all doubted at some point or another, and still doubting today. And if we can be real honest, we can say, look, hey, doubting Tarita, hey, doubting Jane Doe, or nice to meet you, doubting John Doe. We can all place our names after doubting. Now, this part is just for the real people. But what I want to encourage some of you on today from this message is that we can't be hard on Thomas. We can't tell Thomas you ought to be ashamed of yourself. We can't tell Thomas that because you walked and talked with Jesus that you should automatically believe. We can't say that because the other disciples testified that they seen Jesus and that Thomas should jump right on board. Sometimes, y'all, it takes a little bit more to happen for others in order to believe. Sometimes, y'all, we have to be taking a different route in order for us to believe. Whatever needs to happen in order to heighten our faith, to heighten our belief, then let it be. Thomas needed visual to help his faith and his belief. Because the ultimate goal for all of us is to establish sustaining faith in God. And the truth of the matter is, y'all, whatever it takes for me to believe may not take all of that for you to believe. But some of us want to believe and strengthen our faith. Now, further on in text, Jesus goes on to say, blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. We are all working to get there. So, from me to you, stay encouraged, stay prayerful, and continue to trust in God, even when you can't even trace Him. Have a blessed week.